What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Playmaker Way with the playbook. Hoping you're having a great day, morning, or evening. And y'all read the title, man. Price action trading was hard until I discovered this easy 3-step trick. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I appreciate you giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button because we don't just post weekly content like this, but we also post weekly crypto analysis, weekly stock analysis, and most importantly, we live stream and live trade every day, London session 3 a.m. EST on this very same channel. So we're not your typical trading channel or investment channel. We show you how to make money both on the front end as well as on the back end, meaning how to make active income as well as passive income when it comes to investing and when it comes to these charts. Speaking of active income, I want to give a special shout out to the members and students. We went absolutely crazy this quarter, but let's zoom back down to the present. This is how we ended quarter one. We went 44-5, gave us a 90% win rate. January, we went 17-3, catching 7,463 pips. February, we went 14-1, catching 1,152 pips. Then March, we went 13-1, catching 146,592 pips. Yes, you heard that correctly. Giving us another 90% win rate, catching a total of 155,207 pips. Again, you go to April 2nd, free signal, free Telegram, first link in the description. You click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of the year. As you can see, January 1st is 2024, where you can see how we ended December last year, 12-2. And then we scroll down here, you can see how we ended quarter 4 last year. You can also see how we ended 2024 as a whole, 89% win rate, 181 wins, 23 losses. All wins and losses are posted. We go live every single day, as you can see. We post signals, all that good stuff, y'all. So make sure to check that out. So we're going to be breaking down this GBP New Zealand trade right here. This was a beautiful 1-to-3 risk reward ratio setup, which means whatever I risked, you would have made 3 times that amount. So for example, if I would have risked $100, I would have made $300. If I would have risked $1,000, I would have made $3,000 off this one trade alone. I'm going to show you why we didn't go for sales and how we were able to catch this nice move to the upside. But you know, of course, I'm not greedy. I didn't just take this for myself. I had to make sure the members and students got in with this as well. You can see the date, the 31st. You see the entry, the SLs. You see the TPs. You see the time into the trade. It's right as soon as the market was open. You see the TVs getting hit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup right there. And then we go right here. We can see the exact same date, Monday the 31st. So let's go ahead and break this down. So the first thing I always tell members and students to do is you have to identify the trend. Not only do you need to identify the trend, but you need to identify the trend on the bigger time frames. Again, we're not trading on the bigger time frames. We're simply just identifying the trend on the bigger time frames. Now, why are we doing that? Because that's how price works. That is how price moves. Price moves on a day by day, week by week, month by month basis. On the smaller time frames, price is only showing you what price is doing at that moment. But on the bigger time frames, price is showing you what it's doing and where it's going overall. Both are important, but both are used for two different things. So first thing we got to do is figure out which trend we are in. So we have the uptrend, and then we have the downtrend. So looking at price right here, which one of these two does it look like we're in? Hopefully we can all see uptrend, right? Again, I know we see this reversal, but when we go into the playbook, look, it clearly says rejection or reversals happen, but a reversal doesn't always mean the trend is going to change. As long as price doesn't turn the support level into a resistance and or make a lower low, we are still in an uptrend and still only looking for buys. So when we go back to this chart, we can see here that we had higher high, then we had price reverse, but when it retraced, it never held this level. Well, let's do this to make it easier. It never held this level right here as resistance, right? And it broke back above and held as support, which is why the bullish momentum came back into play, right? So now that we know we're in an uptrend, that means we're still going to be looking for buys, all right? Now, what else does the playbook says? It says in order for the uptrend to continue, we need to break past the previous high, which gives us a new higher high. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So again, we see prices respecting this low as support. So now all we need to do is break this high to the left. So now that we understand what needs to happen, we understand what trend we're in, we understand what we're looking for. This is now when we go to mark off our key price levels. So now that we got a key price level marked up, this is why it's very important to identify the trend on the bigger time frame. Because if we try to identify the trend on the same time frame we're looking for setups on, we would have easily mistaken this as a lower low or a downtrend, and we'd be looking for sells at this level instead of looking for buys. You get what I'm saying? So again, this is why we need to understand how the rules of price work and stick to the playbook. So again, as long as price can hold this low as support, we're still going to be having bullish momentum. So this is when we have to just patiently wait for those confirmations, see how price reacts. So let's hit the play button, right? Again, it rejected that level, so we're going to wait to see what happens here. So look what happens once price hits this level. Boom, right? So again, it respected that level as support, broke this level and held it as support as well. You see how this was being held as resistance, but this was respected as support, and this was also the resistance level, and the price broke this resistance level, held it as support, then this low is being held as support again. Y'all see that? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup. And again, it's that simple, y'all. Don't worry about chasing price, stick to following the flow of price, because it's all about going for high probability, high quality setups. And again, this happened as soon as Tokyo session opened up. So imagine you're trading Tokyo session and you're thinking sells, and you're scratching your head confused while price shot back to the upside. But we can clearly see that this was a huge push to the upside, and this was from the beginning of the week on Monday. So this is why it's important to follow the flow of price, y'all. So again, it's very, very, very simple. Identify the trend, understand the rules of price. That's step one. Step two, mark off your key price levels. Only enter buys off support, only enter sells off resistance, right? And then step three is waiting for that retest confirmation of price holding the level of support, right? Because we don't want to breakout trade. Retest confirmation, don't want to breakout trade. Retest confirmation, right? Retest confirmation. And then take the setup. And of course, most importantly, don't let winners turn to losers. It's literally that simple, y'all. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free signal room, free Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my signal room service, my mentorship program, make sure to hit those links in the description, y'all. Or if you're interested in the playbook, y'all, the playbook is now available for the public. Again, it's the price action technical analysis playbook. It works on stocks, forex, options, and crypto. It goes over the rules of the uptrend, like we just went over the rules of the downtrend, rules of reversals. I give you little picture examples, pop quizzes, homework. I break it down pivot by pivot, candlestick by candlestick, bar by bar. And again, if you want to see a little bit more of a sneak peek of what else is in there, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because I post content showing what's in there, as well as make sure to follow me on TikTok, because I go live at least 3 times a week during New York session, breaking down that book as well. But if you comment down on any of my posts, Playmaker or DM me, I'll give you a special discount. But before I make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. Advanced Play Signal, we trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible sales going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York Price Watch List. And then of course you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes, or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the Advanced Play Signal Room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn. But then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long. But you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded and are an hour long, and they're sent to you same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.